when it comes to lights, do you need to buy expensive lights? Can you buy cheap lights? Well, let me tell you. Hey, welcome to the vlog. My name is Vic Barry, work as a creative video director and an editor. I've been making videos for most of my adult life in some capacity. So when it comes to lights, do you need to buy expensive lights? Can you buy cheap lights? Well, let me tell you, I invested in these two softboxes, which there's one here, there's one there, and they're kind of 50 by 70 centimeters, so they're relatively big softboxes. They've come in a kit. They're from a company called ESDDI. I got these on Amazon in a lightning deal. Fairly cheap. I think I saved about 20 bucks off the normal price. These have worked out really, really well, let me tell you. Now, there's a couple of downsides to buying cheap lights, which I'm going to get to momentarily. But right now, these are 85 watt CFL bulbs, which basically they're about the equivalent of an 800 watt incandescent bulb. So like your standard bulb, these things are the equivalent of 800 watts. Sure, you can use the free sunlight if you've got sunlight. Where we are, we don't get a lot of sunlight. But the thing with shooting in natural light is that the light can change like that. Worst finger click ever. The light can change really, really quickly. So when you're in a controlled scenario, whether you're shooting videos at home in a studio space, you need to control the light that you're working with, and buying some lights is the way to do that, obviously. Cheap lights, expensive lights. The downside of having cheap lights is, number one, these are not LED lights, so you can't really change the colors. Yes, you could probably buy some gels or filters for the soft boxes and attach them on, so you can't really control how warm or cool the lights are. So these are daylight. They're Kelvin, I think about 5500 in the Kelvin scale, so they're daylight bulbs essentially. You can fiddle around with that in post-production and stuff like that, but literally you are stuck with what they are. The other side is, because this is a kit, this is a very, very cheap lighting kit, bulbs, stands, soft boxes, you cannot dim these lights. It's an on and off switch, and that's it. There's nothing else you can do. So this is what you have. And maybe you have to get a little bit creative with how you kind of set these lights up. I spent some time setting these up. This is a kind of a 2-point setup. There's one here, as you've seen, there's one there. So that one is kind of acting as a fill. This is slightly angled towards me a bit more, so it's a bit more of a key light. And that's it. So you don't have to be a lighting technician to set these up. The setup is very, very quick on these. Literally hike up the stands, attach the light box, or the soft box rather, screw in the bulb, attach the diffuser, and that's it. When you're starting out making movies or you're starting out making videos, a lot of people can be, you know, I want the camera. I want a decent camera so I look good. I want sound. I want a decent microphone so I sound good. And that's it. They think that's enough. And in a lot of cases, it can be enough if you're shooting outdoors all the time. But when you're doing stuff like this, or you're doing product videos, you do need to light the videos, and lighting can be, you know, forgotten about. It can be something that you're like, oh, I'll do that whenever, and you might never get around to do it. But with something like this, which costs less than 60 bucks, I think it's been a really, really good investment. Sure, there's a couple of downsides to cheap lights like I've outlined, but that said, you're getting control of the way you're making videos. And I gotta tell you, I'm really, really happy with how this is looking right now. If you want to make better videos, then this ups the game. This ups the game. Plus, it's another skill that you learn. It's something else that you can understand, and it's something else that can be beneficial to you as you grow as a creator. So, do you have to spend a lot of money? No, you don't. Less than 100 bucks will get you a bunch of lights that you can start off with. Sure, you can go and buy a big Aperture 120D or one of the huge Aperture lights, which are incredible lights. Aperture, are you listening? I'd like one. You can start off small and just work for it and just go and see how it works out. Would a bigger light make much of a difference in a small space like this? Personally, right now, I don't think it would. I don't have a huge amount of experience with lighting. It's something like a lot of you guys, I might go, oh, I'll get around to it. And in the last couple of years, I've been experimenting more and more with lighting. And there is a bit more of a learning curve. It's not just kind of focusing and pressing record and making sure your sound levels are right. There is a bit more to it. But let me tell you, you will never learn anything about lighting unless you actually start doing something. When I started messing around with lights, it's like, let's put one here, let's put one there, let's put one, what looks good? And there's a ton of YouTube videos out there, kind of like this one, that explains in far better detail about lighting techniques. And there's so many different things that you can do, but for a lot of people who are making videos on YouTube, lights are a must. Do I need 2 lights? Let me turn this one off and let's see how it looks. Yeah, see, that was the fill. It's very moody now. And if I turn this one off, we have nothing. Let's turn the other one back on. And again, we've kind of got, it's super moody now. It's super dramatic. And of course, when you've got some backlit stuff behind you, then that helps as well. But I think for now, the 2 lights work really, really well. The ring light that I've been using for the last kind of 2 years, that cost me close to like $175. I have 2 softboxes with 800 watts of power for like less than 60 bucks. So there are good deals out there. I'm going to leave a link in the description if you want to check out the ones that I've got. There's a lot of these lighting kits out there. I did kind of go through a lot of them. They all seem to be quite similar. I don't know, they all just kind of manufactured in China or whatnot. But look at the reviews on Amazon, and these ones, the EDDSS, whatever the hell, it's like a disease. ESDD or whatever you're called. These were really well reviewed. So I said, okay, let's take a gamble on these. They came really well packed as well, by the way, because whatever about, you know, the light stands, you know, surviving shipping process, it's the bulbs come in this really kind of thick, padded, jiffy kind of thing. So they were really well protected. And that's it. So that's my thoughts. If you want to make better videos, at some point you're going to have to buy some lights. And I think the sooner you get your audio and video right, the lights are the next step for so many people. But I would say get them sooner rather than later, because, you know, what's the old saying? Lights, camera, action. Anyway, my name is Vic. I hope you've got something out of this video. And I know there's lots of new folks after, you know, coming upon the channel. And I really appreciate you guys taking the time to stop by and just interact. I love interacting with the comments. So if you think this looks crap, then by all means, hit me up in the comments. Let me know what it looks like, because I think it looks good. If you disagree, go, you know, the background could be a bit more interesting. Yeah, you could do more. You could do this. You could do the other. Let me know. I love feedback. I love interacting with you guys. So yeah, I mean, join me on this YouTube journey, which is has been so much fun so far, and it's something that, you know, in all my years of experience, and I work as I said, an editor and a creative video director every single day. If I can help some of you guys out by bestowing some of the things that I've learned, you know, over all of these videos, then let's go do it. Subscribe button is around there somewhere. Anyway, thanks for watching. Really appreciate your time. We will see you in the next episode of the vlog. And until then, lights, camera, action, and all that jazz. But don't stop fighting for yourself.